The surprise is I think that when people think about EVs, they think of like a Prius.
Yeah.
I don't mean to speak for people, but for me, I was sort of like, oh, it's that kind of grocery getter, like it's a Bolt or a Volt or a Prius. It's like a little grandma car. And when my wife showed me like this, I was like, that the race car driver kid inside me was like, ooh, what's that? And I mean, as soon as we got in it and took it for a spin, it was, pretty much a done deal. Like this is, it's like a spaceship and a sports car had a baby. If you're going to have a full EV, there's a couple of things. I think one is you've got to get, a level 2 at least charger so that you're not waiting days for a full charge. If it's in the winter and you're running the heater, so that's drawing from the battery, and you have your lights on and everything, you're going to be using more energy, so your range goes down. Best case scenario is a day like this, 70 degrees, you don't need the AC on, you got a full charge, you can get 275 miles.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, we've yet to be in a situation where we're like, the equivalent of running out of gas, like, where's the station? The couple big trips that we've taken, you can just use Google, or you can use the Plug PV app, or some kind of specific app that will show you the charging stations that are along your route. The car came with a level 1 charger, which is basically just like a cord you plug in the wall. And you can wait a good while, and go play and do something and have a day and then come back and maybe you'll have some power. We got this about a month or two later because we knew that we weren't going to last very long with that basically trickle charge method. This is a level 2. The brand is Emporia. And I don't know exactly how fast it is, how many kilowatts per hour or wattage or whatever, but we plug it in at 10 o'clock at night, and by 7 o'clock in the morning the car is fully charged.
So how much did the charging setup cost?
With the installation, it was a little bit south of $1,000, I think. I think the charger was like $300 or $400. And then the installation was maybe another $300 or $400, and then some taxes. And
yeah, doesn't sound too bad.
Wasn't too bad.
Is it hard to find someone that specializes in that?
Hometown Electric, right here in E-Town. They're just pretty much do-it-all electricians, and they didn't seem to have any problem. We did see an increase in the electric bill. And I could tell that it was just because of the vehicle, but lately there's been even more charges added. What we want to do, we've been advised by somebody who's an electrician and who knows, and actually was the one that installed this, to lock in our rate. Because the expense of your electrical bill tends to be because of, if the rate is variable, when it's 44 cents a kilowatt hour as opposed to like 3 cents a kilowatt hour, you're getting hit. So if you can lock it in at like an 8 or a 9, then it should be better. We also have solar panels, and we were told that 20 would cover the needs of our energy demands, and they gave us 2 extra in the event that we got an EV, but I think we could have used even 24. So I think we could have gotten just a little bit bigger of an array, and maybe that would, because whenever possible, obviously we're taking what we make from the solar panels and that's going to the car. What made me decide to get an electric vehicle is my own and my wife's conscience. Just the idea that we could do something, we're in a position where we can afford, and I mean, afford it makes it sound like it's so much more expensive than it's actually not. It was $31,000, so it wasn't even really the price. It was just like, I think people even us, it's like, oh, you know, you kind of like need to get over the hump of like, what's it going to be? Is it going to be weird? Are we going to have enough places to charge it? Like, how much of is our electric bill going to go up? So there's just that nebulous kind of cloud of concerns. And we just kind of said, well, let's just wade into that cloud. She got a lot of the answers, but we still went in without knowing everything there was to know about it, and just sort of said, we feel that this is something that we can do to just be good citizens, be good stewards of the environment.
Yeah, so there's the environmental aspect. What about, is there any kind of cost savings over the long term by not buying gas?
I mean, I think that, you know, I would hear stories from friends that, you know, had a EV and they were like, oh my gosh, the amount I'm saving in gas. But these are people that are driving long commutes for work. So if you're living in Willsboro and you're going to Lake Placid to work, you're going to really see some savings. So yes, there was a financial or economic incentive for us a little bit, but it was pretty much down the list. And I honestly, like, I shouldn't say that we haven't seen it, because I don't have all of the data all crunched out and parsed out, you know what I mean? But even if we broke even if it was the same, we feel better, because, and I joke about virtue signaling. We don't care. It's not about what other people think about it. It's just, we know that we could get this thing that's using the sun and electricity, mostly from hydropower around here, to get from A to B. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Why not? You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of what holds a lot of people back is that kind of unknown
Sure.
around EVs. So.
And then there's misinformation. There's even worse than the nebulous cloud of unknowing. There's misinformation, or just half-baked information that's like, oh, it's going to cost so much. And I think the thing you hear about a lot is somebody says, well, where's that electricity coming from? And like, yeah, if your electricity is coming from a coal-fired plant, then it's still dirty. But most of the electric that NYSEG gets, I believe, is hydropower, and we have our solar panels. So I think the other thing is, if you approach it from a point of view that any decision that you make, and any environmental decision that you make, any climate decision that you make, has to be a panacea, you're never going to get anywhere, because there's no solution for everything. We just make little steps in the direction that we want to see things go.
Yeah.
And it's a really cool car that goes very fast.
Yeah, so you're not sacrificing that way.
That's the thing. There's no, in fact, it's one of the, if not the coolest car I've ever owned. I mean, it's pretty hip, pretty sleek.
What about people who say, oh, this doesn't make sense in the Adirondacks? We have, 9 months of cold, and how does it handle in the winter months?
That's a good question. I had heard those similar stories. One of the things that I heard was that it's really cold. It takes a long time to heat up. I can't speak for other models, but this car heats up in minutes. It's like a little toaster oven. As far as handling, it has these different modes. It has eco mode, it has normal mode, and it has snow mode. So if you're in snow mode, then all your front and your rear are both engaged in the driving. All 4 wheels are engaged. There's good tires on there, which is pretty much what makes or breaks you in a snowy environment.
Do you have to worry more about losing a charge in the wintertime?
The heating does take more from the battery, and that will limit your range. That's just true. Not in a way that seemed prohibitive to travel or to normal life, just in a way that means now we may have to stop a little bit sooner to get that charge if we're going on a longer trip. But just going around doing normal life in the area doesn't make any difference.
What about family trips? You got the kids in the car, you need to go charge somewhere. Is that kind of what's that look like?
Just give the kids lots of ice cream and candy, ply them with sweets and snacks. No, it's no big deal. It depends on, I mean, if you have a level 3 charger, which is a lot of places that are now in the infrastructure, it's like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and you'll have, I mean, I wish I had the exact numbers, but the last time I did it, I mean, I was coming back from Albany, and I stopped in Glens Falls, and I think I went from, you know, like a 20 or 30% to like a 60%. And the time it took me to go into Stewart's, get a sandwich, get a drink, come out, look at my phone for a minute, it was nothing. And again, that's just a little bit of a lifestyle change that you might make, like thinking ahead about what you have to do tomorrow. Now you might just like time your charging with your lunch.
Yeah.
You know, if we expect to have everything be the exact same way that it was with an internal combustion engine vehicle, then it's just not going to be.
What's the longest trip you've taken so far with it?
Like Lake Ontario, Henderson Bay, south of Watertown, via Potsdam, because we just had to go that way. And I think we only had to stop once.
Not bad.
And Syracuse, same thing. It's usually one stop.
Mm-hmm.
We went to Geneva for my wife's college reunion. We stopped and charged on the way down, went to Geneva, drove all around, spent 2-3 days there, did a whole bunch of stuff, came back, charged at the same place on the way back, and made it back home.
That's not bad.
It was to the point where we didn't even think about it. Didn't even worry about it.
What about the driving experience? Do you feel like you're giving anything up?
No. Not at all. No. You know, the lack of the internal combustion engine, the lack of that growl, kind of like when you hit the accelerator pedal and you don't hear the engine crank up. Instead, you just feel the G-force of it taking off. Like, I don't know if it makes it seem like it's going faster or has more power, or it really does, but I mean, this car has power and speed that rivals any top ICE vehicle that I've been in. In fact, I took my stepfather, who's, you know, he's open to electric vehicles. He's just conventional person and has just always had the conventional vehicle. And I thought maybe he was a little skeptical about, you know, what it was to get in one of these. And he loved it. He was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
So is it like a Back to the Future kind of acceleration?
It has just a feel of like, you know, like you're in a little spaceship or something. Yeah, it's great.